The following is an exclusive presentation of Jessup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
Yes, it is. World famous Butch and Bob Show. Very last one for 2020 here on this 31st day of December. Butch Hubbard here with you along with Bob Morgan at 2 minutes after 8 o'clock. And Bob, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Just about here. Getting ready for some big football games. This is going to, usually, Thanksgiving is family oriented. Christmas can be very family oriented, except for Christmas parties for offices and stuff like that and things of that sort. But both of them are kind of family oriented. But New Year's Eve is a big party night. People get out and they go places and they go to events and stuff like that. But I got a feeling tonight it's going to be a little bit different, don't you, Bob?
I don't think there's many parties.
Because no one wants to take that, get a chance to get that dreaded virus called COVID-19. And that's a good segue into the person that we have in this morning, Bob. Who do we have?
We got our emergency management director, Richard Johnson's in with us again. The vaccines arrived, and several people in Wayne County have gotten in. I saw the press release from the hospital. Several people there have gotten in, and you were one of the people that got us. I just thought it would be interesting to get you in here, talk about how you felt about getting the vaccine, how you feel after the vaccine, and you also had some information on when we possibly could see the vaccine being distributed to the ordinary folks around Wayne County. So I appreciate you coming in.
Absolutely. Happy New Year to you guys. I did actually take the vaccine Wednesday.
Which one?
We took the Moderna.
Moderna? Okay, yeah. The second one that came out.
Yeah.
All right.
And primarily they got that here because of the storage.
Yeah, you don't have to keep it so cold.
Yeah.
Like with the Pfizer.
The Pfizer is like a cryogenic type freezer. It's, around 90 below zero, and the other can be put in pretty much a regular freezer till it's ready to be given.
All right.
So where'd you take the vaccine at?
At the hospital.
At the hospital.
Yeah.
So administered by a nurse, a doctor?
A nurse, yes. Infection control nurse there.
So how did you know you were going to get the vaccine? How did you get contacted? Who were some of the people that, is it everybody that the emergency management, who all was getting the vaccine early?
Okay, well, we've been having meetings anticipating the arrival of the vaccine, and the state and the CDC's got it set up in phases. They call this one Phase 1A, and that is targeted at frontline healthcare providers. So I actually got it because of my affiliation with EMS and being a paramedic. So we had, they asked us ahead of time how many of the folks wanted to take the vaccine. And it was about what was anticipated, about 50%. I had 12 people of the staff that wanted it. I had 14 that declined at this time. That's full and part-time folks here. So they let us know when it arrived, and I wanted to go ahead and get it.
Right, so some people are anxious to get it. Some people still hesitant, kind of sitting back waiting to see what happens. Is that correct?
Yeah, and they've been testing this vaccine. This particular one, there was 30,000 people that volunteered to be in the test. About half of those, or I think exactly half, got a placebo, and the other half actually got the vaccine. And out of those folks in that study, there was 95 COVID-19 cases, and 90 of them had received the placebo out of all those folks. It's showing an accuracy or efficiency of around 95% being effective.
Good. How do you feel after you got the shot? We've heard reports that some people feel kind of ill, other people feel fine or just mild symptoms. How about you, Richard?
Yeah, nothing really. My arm was, a little sore the next day, but no other symptoms other than that whatsoever.
And when do you get the second shot? Is that set up already?
It's 28 days after the first.
So that one has 2 shots just like the Pfizer does?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so tell us, as Bob asked you a moment ago, how is it going to be distributed through here in Wayne County? Because you're seeing and hearing all those reports about you got these millions of vaccines out there that have been delivered, but very few actually administered. So what's going on?
Okay, well, like I said, they've got a design set up in phases, and they haven't really put any hard dates down. The Phase 1A is your frontline healthcare providers and your long-term care facilities, your nursing homes and those type folks. The next phase, after they complete phase 1A, is 1B, and that's going to be essential workers, or what they classify as essential. The police, the fire, food services, educators, people that do utilities, is what they're classifying in that phase.
Okay.
Then there's one additional phase, phase 1C, and it's adults with high-risk medical conditions and adults over 65.
Okay, where does radio station workers go in there? Is that like first front line, second line?
You know, I mean...
we figure ourselves as essential.
Absolutely. I mean, we got to get the news, and we count on you guys to relay information, so in my opinion, absolutely you
I'm
would
66, so...
When you say we's, or who's organizing the whole thing? I mean, where's it all? Is the health department in charge of this? The hospital in charge? Who's in charge of deciding who's getting shots, when they get shots? And that's the question.
Health.
The public health department.
Yes, sir.
I said, we've reached out to the health department several times, still trying to get them in here to help us. I know they're busy, but I said, if anybody's out there listening, again, we'd love to have somebody from the health department come in and
Absolutely.
give us the time frame as well.
Bob, it's been a challenging year for those folks. For all of us.
I know they're busy, right?
And even from the EMA standpoint, I mean, who would ever thought you'd have to deal with a pandemic?
Yeah.
Tornadoes, hurricanes, floods, right, but
You
pandemics.
expect all those, but not a pandemic.
Yeah, so I've kind of had to be the resource for the county as far as guidelines, and, you know, we meet and try to put out the same message. And
that's why we appreciate you coming in, because like I said, just trying to get the basic information out there. I think most people realize the frontline, you know, doctors, nurses, you know, important people like that need to get it first, and then the elderly people. So how about, you know, I keep hearing this story nationwide where some places are giving it to prisoners in prisons before they're giving it to elderly people. That's not happening here, is it?
not to my knowledge.
Let's hope not. I just, those stories, I just shake my head like, what are they doing?
Yeah, I would
and they got
certainly
people
hope
on there,
not.
they got politicians on there defending that. Like, that's a good thing. I don't understand that at all.
Well,
I mean, why do prisoners get it before the elderly people? I don't understand that at all.
not to my knowledge.
Then you see some of the reports, like in Florida down there, where they had folks from a retirement center sitting outside for, you got 70, 80, 90-year-old people sitting outside in line for 24 hours to be able to get the shot. And so it sounds like some counties are having challenges, you know, getting administering the shots on a timely basis to the folks who really need it.
And you know, that's something else, too. This vaccine, it comes in multi-dose vials, and there's 10 doses in each vial. So the scheduling of trying to use that entire vial after it's defrosted or and
So it's
they've got
frozen?
6 hours. Yeah,
It is
initially.
I mean, so it does freeze.
Oh, yeah.
The vaccine itself, I know it's in a freezer, but, you know, sometimes you can put some liquids in freezers and they don't freeze until they get way down there. So you got to wait till it slowly unthaws?
Correct. And then there's 10 doses in each vial. So
Okay.
the scheduling of trying not to waste any of that vaccine and getting 10 people, you know, to account for every dose. I mean, we certainly don't want to waste it, and I'm sure that's been a challenge for a lot of people. Like public health, they're providing the vaccine to the doctors' offices and their staff, and I'm sure that's a nightmare for them, trying to figure out how many people we can get there that day and not waste any of this vaccine.
Right. We've got Richard Johnson in here this morning. He's the Emergency Management Agency Director here for Wayne County. Bob?
Again, I don't know what else to ask. I said that's all I wanted to know is how you felt, you know, who all was getting the vaccine, how it's being distributed in Wayne County. Just that's what people are asking, you know, when does it go to like I said, you said the next step is the elderly people, you know, people 75. When's that phase kick in Wayne County? Do we know the timetable on that?
They won't draw any hard lines. They said
so we don't have
after
any-
phase 1A,
They
they'll
is the
start.
health department, is that right?
Yeah.
You keep saying they. It's the health department that decides that. Now, is that do they get state rules and regulations from Atlanta here in Wayne County, or do they set their own rules and regulations to the health department here in Wayne County?
No, it's coming from the state and based on the CDC recommendations, and they're the ones that actually set up how it should be distributed. I actually originated at the CDC, and they're the ones that put that guideline
It's
out.
just a shame to see so many vaccine vials of vaccine sitting at health departments, hospitals, and other places, just sitting there waiting for folks to be given the vaccine when folks need it. You know, it just seems like, oh, well, we got it. Now let's get it out there to folks. Let's get the shots in them, and it just seems to be lagging there somehow. I don't know why that's happening. Something in the procedures and the I don't know. I'm just frustrated with it. A lot of people are frustrated with the fact that it's all sitting there. It's ready to be distributed, it's ready for the shots to be done, but it's not being done as quickly as they said it would be done.
You're still with the EMS, so you see, the COVID thing's still very much alive and well here in Wayne County. I mean, you've seen spikes the last couple of weeks. I just got a news release. Valdosta City's shutting everything down after January 1. So the entire city's being shut down in Valdosta because COVID's breaking out there. So people just need to be aware, keep on doing what they've been asking you to do from day one. Wear the mask when you go out in public, wash your hands, social distance, the whole 9 yards. So, I mean, just can't stress that enough because it is still out there. I've had several friends of mine the last couple of days tested positive for it. So
absolutely.
So just want to make people aware that it's alive and well in Wayne County. It hadn't gone away. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, it's going to be around for a while. So practice social distancing. Don't stay around the immediate people that you're usually around, your work, your coworkers and your family, and wash your hands and wear your mask and. Try your best to stay away from social functions. It's going to be difficult for the night. It's New Year's Eve night, but you don't want to be sick on a few days from now just because of going to an event tonight.
Yeah, and I would like to throw out there too. They are still doing free COVID testing at Public Health here on Tuesdays, but it's by appointment only. And like you said, everybody needs to remember. And it's, everybody's tired. Everybody's tired of COVID. Everybody's tired of social distancing.
We're all tired of living like this. But,
but what do you do? We need to wear a mask, wash our hands.
So, Richard, let's take a look at the month of January. All right, we'll get past this New Year's Day, and come Monday morning, we're here on January 4th, a Monday. What do you expect? How do you see that distribution of the vaccine going here in Wayne County beginning next week?
Yeah, I'm sure after the New Year's, they're working diligently on the Phase 1A now, trying to, and also they didn't want, you can't give, in the event, people were ran a temperature after receiving the vaccine. You don't want to give all your healthcare workers the vaccine at the same time. In the event they, do run a low-grade fever with it and they can't work. So the spacing and the scheduling and trying to get it all done.
Lot of logistics going into this.
Absolutely.
We're learning as we go, basically.
Yeah, who's going to be off, who can take it, who's going to be off. And they recommend, the person be off for the next 2 days in the event they were to have a reaction to it.
I haven't heard this answered, and I don't know if you know the answer to this question. If you get the flu shot, some people still get the flu. So if you get the COVID shot, can you still get COVID? Have you answered that question?
Right now the numbers are saying it's 95% effective, and that's considerably more than the flu vaccine.
Okay.
As far as effectiveness goes, and it's kind of a different vaccine. They call it an mRNA vaccine, and what it does is it puts these proteins in your cells, where if you're exposed to the virus, you'll start building antibodies and it'll go ahead and attack that virus. So it's a little different. It's not a live virus. You cannot get COVID from it. It just programs your cells to respond to that virus if you're exposed.
Yeah, it's like it supercharges your immune system.
Absolutely.
If you do get exposed to it, it just knocks it out.
On standby. So they're just kind of ready to attack. If it comes up, then you're ready to respond with your antibodies.
Do you know how long the vaccine stays in your body?
That's a $1 million question. I've asked that at several meetings I've been to, and I haven't been able to get a good answer. I don't know that they know yet.
Does it stay in effect for 3 months, 6 months? They're not saying how long it stays in the body after doing these testing for all these months?
No. I actually got COVID August the 1st, and I had a mild case of it, fortunately. No idea where I got it from. I wasn't around anybody that I knew of, and I was more prudent than the average bear, wearing my mask, washing my hands.
And that's what's frustrating for a lot of people. They do all the right things, and some of them still get it.
And I'll say this, everybody in my house, nobody got it. But after I knew I had it, we were very careful as far as...
That's what's strange about it, too. I know a family of 4, 2 people had it, 2 people didn't have it. So and they're all living in the same household. So there's really no rhyme or reason to it. And like I said, some people that are the most diligent, doing everything they've been told to do, those are the ones that seem to get it, where others don't. I mean, it's it's mind-boggling really when you study it. It's just hard to figure it out. That's for sure.
Yeah, they're still writing the book and going back and changing chapters as it develops.
Well, luckily this last year emergency management wasn't too active as far as hurricanes. We got kind of lucky there. So what's the forecast for for 2021? Have they given you any diagnosis on what the hurricane season might be?
I haven't got any good prognosis yet or guesses on what it's going to be like next year.
You enjoying being the emergency management director?
Absolutely.
Are you staying there? Because there's rumors that you may not be staying there. You staying there?
Hey, I'm going to do whatever the county asks me to do. And
whatever the boss will say.
Absolutely, and be glad to do it. So. But, and everybody needs to remember about the flu. I'm an advocate of taking the flu vaccine.
I've already had my flu shot, right?
And they are doing that on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings at Public Health drive-through.
The regular flu shot?
Yes.
Okay, they're doing it where at the health department?
Tuesdays and Thursday mornings. Okay. I'm not sure the exact
For those
times.
that may not know, where is the health department here in Wayne County?
It's located right by, next door to the hospital, right behind Erie Bank.
Okay. And what's the number to call if they need to? Do they have to make an appointment there?
Not for the flu test, for the flu vaccines, but for the COVID testing, they ask that you call them and schedule that.
Okay. Sounds good.
So we're going to get through what is that first phase called again, where you got it and other first responders and health professionals? It's called what?
Phase 1A.
1A. So we're in 1A here in Wayne County. Is that correct?
All over the state.
All over the state, 1A. How long do we think that the 1A is going to last? You got that expression in your face like, I don't know.
I don't know, and I've asked, and they don't know. After they get that phase done,
so
they're not drawing
average
any.
Joe Blows out there that are not the 1A, so we don't know when we're going to be able to get it. February, March, however long it takes them to get through 1A. What's the second phase?
Is 1B, and that's going to be essential workers, and that's a broad term.
Teachers and all that kind of stuff. So
that's absolutely.
Bob, I don't know when we're ever going to be able to get it.
They're specifically listed. The educators are, fire and police. And to me, I mean, you guys are essential,
we are essential.
And everybody's essential.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly,
everybody's essential. Yeah,
but the media certainly
had that
is.
discussion. It doesn't matter. I mean, I don't know who gets to decide who's essential, who's not essential. If you own a business, it's essential to you. So
I was in a meeting, and the county says, well, everybody's essential that works there, or we don't need you.
Is it the CDC in Atlanta making this decision on who's the 1A and then who's the essential?
Yes, sir.
So you got the 1A. We don't know how long that's going to take. Then you got the essential workers. We don't know how long that's going to take. And then we get it. That's the reason why they're saying that this thing could go in through June before all the vaccines, before everybody can actually get a shot.
That wouldn't surprise me at all, but I can't get any hard dates from them.
I don't think they know either.
They don't.
This thing's going a lot slower than they thought, because they thought, well, we're going to have this many millions of people vaccinated by the end of the year. It hasn't happened because of logistics.
Absolutely. It's got to be a logistical nightmare to order the vaccine, to get it, to store it, and when you thaw it out, you got 6 hours to give it. And
then getting the 10 people lined up, and then if somebody gets a fever, and, it just...
Yeah, there's a lot of logistics, a lot of unknowns.
I got a feeling as each month goes by, it'll become a little easier, a little quicker as they learn.
I think so, too. Like I said, in particular, like with the hospital, my folks, we certainly don't want them all out if they were to have a reaction,
right.
And you got to have folks there to take care of folks that are sick.
But you did say in your department there at the Emergency Management Agency that you had about half who said, yes, I'll take it and took it, but you have half who says, nah, I don't want to take it now. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely.
They want to see a track record there first before they take it, huh?
And I really haven't heard anything about long-term effects because they honestly, they don't know yet.
But as a emergency management director, somebody who's taking the shot, you'd advise people to take it if they have a chance to get it right.
Absolutely. Like I said, we've had 45 deaths in Wayne County since this started.
Right. Most professionals I've talked to, most doctors and nurses say, if you have a chance to get the vaccine, you should line up and get it. So hopefully we'll get the information out after the first year. Hopefully we'll get some from the health department, get in there and give us an idea, because that's the question everybody's asking. When do the elderly people get it? When do the ordinary people line up to get it? Because there's a lot of people waiting and patiently to they line up to get the vaccine.
And, I don't think they wanted to paint themselves in a corner either and saying, well, starting January 15th, we're going to do this because they just can't.
We're here to get the information out. Like I said, hopefully, I know the health department's busy, but again, we've reached out several times. We're just hoping we get somebody from the health department here to give us all the answers that we need.
You can give us an end there, Richard, on whoever is in charge of the health department here. We really need to have him here on the Butch and Bob Show as a public service.
Yeah, and I don't know that wouldn't be the district office out of Waycross. I would probably go there because I'm sure they're limited on what they can say. They got to have a spokesperson. They got to have
all these agencies have spokespeople.
They got to have a public information person. I don't think.
So they're out of Waycross?
Yes.
Okay, where we can find that public spokesperson for the health department.
That's where the epidemiologist and all for this area is located. Okay. So,
Happy New Year.
Well, thank you. Happy New Year's to you guys. Hope you have a safe, Happy New Year. And
Richard, we really appreciate you coming in. We know you're on vacation this week, and you took time out of your busy schedule to come in to inform the public about what's going on.
I can tell you what I know, and like I said, be safe, wear your mask, Happy New Year's, and if you need anything, give us a call.
Okay? All right. WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup. We'll be back more of the world-famous Butch and Bob Show in a minute right here on Big Dog Country Radio.
Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger works closely with investigators to secure your vote. The Secretary added a license requirement to online absentee ballots, and he worked with counties to strengthen signature match requirements with GBI training. Concerned citizens can go to securevotega.com to report allegations of fraud. Our law enforcement officers are standing by. Secretary Raffensperger is making sure all Georgians and only Georgians' voices are heard. Paid for by Help America Vote Act.
Here's your WIFO forecast. Happy New Year. Cloudy, 40% chance of showers, slight chance of thunderstorms, southeast breeze, highs, lows, 70s. New Year's Eve, mostly cloudy, chance of showers, slight chance of evening thunder, slight chance of showers late night, lows in the low 60s. New Year's Day, cloudy, chance of showers, then chance of showers, slight chance of afternoon thunder, south breeze, highs in the mid-70s. Georgia meteorologist John Weatherby in the GNN Weather Center.
824, 105.5 FM in Jessup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO. And Bob, when we get ready to take the shot, whenever they may be this spring, you going to be in line to get it?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'll be in line to get that shot. I've known too many people who've gotten the COVID-19 virus and says the worst thing in the world that's ever happened to them. You've got other ones who said, I had mild symptoms. But other ones have said it just knocked them for a loop. And you don't know what the long-term effects of getting COVID will be either.
There's just a lot more people that should get it before I get it. So I'm waiting patiently.
You got to get the 1As, he said, then the essential workers, and then the elderly nursing homes and stuff like that. Yep.
There's a lot more people more susceptible to.
Right.
But
that's the reason why I said this spring.
It is just a mystery there. Like I said, some people have hardly any effects. Some people really have a tough time. And, I know one person right now is in Savannah on a ventilator. So, you just don't know how it's going to affect different people. We saw yesterday that congressman that just got elected in Louisiana, 41 years old.
41 years old.
Had no health
pre-existing
problems,
conditions.
whatever. Right. So you just don't know. Just hope if you do get it, you can get through it. A lot of people here in Wayne County have gotten through it, but like I said, 45 people have died from it here in Wayne County. So that it's still very much a story, and hopefully the vaccine will help, and hopefully more and more people get the vaccine in the coming months.
I just hearing all the reports on it, they're frustrated because you got all these millions of vials of vaccine out there sitting waiting to be administered, and logistically they're having a very difficult time administering that much in that short period of time.
Some people you hear about, like I said, the famous people like Greg Norman. Greg Norman talks about the headaches he had. He says it's like somebody chiseling stone in your head. He says he wouldn't wish it on anybody. So
he said he's in great physical shape, and they just knocked the turkey out of him.
You just don't know. So unfortunately, it's still very much a story. Like I said, the city of Valdosta shutting everything down.
Just shutting everything down.
Shutting the whole city down. So
well, that's what we've all got to be prudent. We got to stay within our groups, our immediate family, and our coworkers. Wear the mask when we go out, wash our hands, just be as careful as we possibly can. You don't want to stop your life, but you do want to be prudent.
And you just as a sports fan, I shake my head because they talk about social distance. Well, they had an entire football season played. you're in a huddle. You're hitting on it,
Yeah, well, that's your immediate group.
Yeah, but there's no social distance going on.
Yeah.
You're in a huddle, and fortunately they've had an entire high school football season just got completed. NFL's playoffs are right around the corner. College football season's in the semifinals. I mean, they're January 11th for being completing their season. So back in September, in the fall, it was like none of this would take place. So it's amazing how they've been able to get through it. Had an NBA season, had a hockey season, baseball season. I mean,
well, they're trying.
PJ golf.
Well, look at these players who get how much they get fined if they do things they're not supposed to do. Like go out into a public place without a mask on or something like that. They get fined thousands of dollars. So they're telling every one of their players, these are the procedures you need to take place. So we can just keep it within us.
Jessup Premium Storage, 1455 South First Street is Jessup's.
There's no social distance going on in any of these football games on Friday night. It just wasn't.
Yeah, I know when you were telling me back during softball season, I heard all these kids yelling and so forth. And I said, "Do they have masks on?" And you said no. And I said, "Well, they're all next to each other yelling. When you're yelling, you're spraying out there. Wear your mask when you go out there." And there's still a lot of people out there that says, "No, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to wear the mask. I'm going to do what I want to do." But you just got to be careful. Just follow the guidelines from the CDC and let's stop the spread of this thing so fast and get this vaccine administered as quick as possible. And everything I'm hearing right now, it's going to be at least through June before most Americans are vaccinated. And then you still got, like with the Emergency Management Agency, you still got about half the folks out there who are saying, I ain't going to take it.
Right. It's just an individual choice.
Yep,
just
individual
like
choice. I know that in the future, some countries are going to have proof that you've gotten the vaccine shot before you can, the COVID-19 shot, before you can enter their country.
Right.
And so it'll be interesting to see how all this works out. But we just all need to be careful as possible. I know I'm trying to be careful. I haven't stopped my life. I still work. I still go around family, and I still do things. But I'm not putting myself in social situations where I'm around folks that I'm not normally around every single day, as much as I possibly can. You do what you can. Still, as we found out, you still may get it, but you decrease your chances of it. Let's talk football a little bit. Congratulations to our neighbors to the south, Bob.
It's nice to see Pierce County get their first state title in football. So it was a big game. It was a fun game to watch. Very good defense on both sides. 0-0 at halftime. Went to overtime 7-7, and Pierce was able to win it 13-7. So congrats to them. It looked like they had a tremendous crowd from Blackshear up there. They made the joke that no one was in Blackshear.
No one was in Pierce County yesterday.
It was. But we had that experience when we played for the state finals down in Savannah.
That's right.
It's the same thing.
Yep. So no one was in Pierce County hardly yesterday because they were all at the football game up in Atlanta. Pierce County wins 13-7 over Oconee County for the Class 3A championship. And we had somebody from our region, Wayne County's region, who won in Class 5A.
I was glad to see Warner Robins finally get the monkey off their back. I can't imagine being there 3 times in a row and losing, and then finally getting there and winning. So I'm sure
becoming the Buffalo Bills of high school football.
That's a big celebration for them. So congrats to them. But Grayson won with that quarterback. Let's go to Miami, Mr. Jake Garcia. So he looks good. So
Grayson was winning good before he even transferred there. I wonder what their quarterback that was the quarterback before that. What did he move? Receiver, running back, defender, or something?
I told somebody yesterday I'd like to see the interview with that kid. How his family felt about being because you imagine Grayson's a good football team. They probably had a decent quarterback.
They did. I mean, here's a guy that went there his freshman year, sophomore year.
Garcia walks in and takes his job. So I'd like to see his interview, how he felt. So
maybe he's a young guy and he's just a sophomore or something like that, and he can play for a couple more years.
Never mentioned it. So just
never heard anything about it, huh? But Grayson, Warner Robins wins yesterday. Not only did they win, they just slaughtered Cartersville 62-28. And in 7A, as you just mentioned, Grayson over Collins Hill by a score of I can't read it, 38-14.
Yeah.
So all the games over.
Yeah.
But congratulations to Pierce County. Got to be proud. They're all strutting around down there today. Yeah, we state champs, man. We state champs. They deserve it. All right, and then University of Georgia plays when?
12 noon tomorrow in Atlanta.
Okay.
Let's hope they show up.
Yeah, let's do. They got several players who are saying, I ain't playing because I want to see how I'm going to go in the NFL. I want to possibly injure myself.
A lot of players, I said, And we say it all the time in bowl games, one team shows up, one team doesn't.
Right.
Cincinnati's coming to prove a point.
They want to prove a point.
Right.
Georgia's like, well,
they've got an excellent dual quarterback. So our defense has to be on their toes tomorrow because this quarterback for Cincinnati is pretty darn good. So
okay.
I'd like to see Alabama. I'd like to say Notre Dame has a shot against Alabama, but they have no shot.
No shot. So you think it's going to be Alabama and Clemson in the national championship game?
That's what I believe.
That's what you believe.
Ohio State could give Clemson the game if Justin Fields plays well, but he hasn't played well the last couple of big games. So he has to play extremely well for them to have a chance. But
he's looked a little off his game in this big game.
I still say Trevor Lawrence is the best quarterback in the nation. So
he always looks smooth. Trevor looks like Mr. Cool.
But Ohio State, if Fields plays well, has a chance to pull you. That'll be a better game than the first game. We've got to have
Jacksonville lose to the Colts on Sunday, right?
No, they've already locked it up.
They've already locked up Trevor, okay? Or the first pick.
They've already locked up that number one pick.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter what they do. But like I said, Oregon, Jacksonville, the name's already on the card.
Already on the card. And names for coaches for next year?
The rumor is Urban Meyer's coming.
Wow.
That's the rumor, that Urban Meyer has been contacted by a lot of NFL teams to come coach an NFL team, and Jacksonville's one of them. So we'll wait and see. And there is a rumor out there that I don't believe anything to it, but that Dabo Sweeney and Trevor could be coming as a package deal. But I don't think that's happening. But there is a rumor down in Jacksonville that that's
a rumor.
As soon as the college football season's over, they're going to reach out and see if Dabo wants to come coach Trevor in the pros as well. So we'll see if anything transpires.
Does Dabo stay there and continue to win championships at Clemson like they have in Alabama, or does he move on?
Nick
Saban messed with the NFL for a while and then came back to college?
You think they're comfortable where they're at, but like I said, just look over the history. Spurrier got lured to NFL. Saban got lured to NFL. There's always that.
Jimmy Johnson got it?
Yeah, there's always that. Interest, so we'll see if Dabo's interested, but that's the little rumor going down in Jacksonville.
After you win 2 or 3, 4 national championships, like, what next can I do? Or do you continue just to sit there and dominate? You never heard about Bear Bryant wanting to leave Alabama all those years, Since Nick Saban's gotten to Alabama, there's been rumors about him going to other colleges and stuff, but, he seems to be, he's in there like a tick on a hound dog. He's not going anywhere.
No, he's already been in the pros. He didn't do very well in the pros like Steve Spurrier did. Yeah, so he came on back. But it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. But I don't think Doug Maroon's going to be the coach next year.
No, I don't think so either.
So we'll see who they get.
Okay. All right, Bob, we wish you a very, very, very happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Okay. WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show. Brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply, Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings, Local Boys Construction, and First Southern Bank. Time now is 8:34. Let's check in the latest news from Fox News Radio.
The world-famous Butch and Bob Show.